News. Tinubu's 2027 presidential bid faces setback as northern governor. Stakeholders push for Jonathan's candidacy. My country people, it's happening. Some influential leaders from the north have begun efforts to persuade the former President Goodluck Jonathan to join the 2027 presidential race. This development poses a significant challenge to President Bola Tinubu's bid for re-election, with discontent about his leadership growing day by day. A Northeast state governor and a retired general from the Northwest are spearheading the initiative, sources have revealed. They cite the 1999 Constitution, which allows a maximum of 8 years or 4 years each to presidents, making Jonathan a great choice given that he is eligible for only one term of 4 years, having previously served as president. Jonathan's experience and leadership skills, as well as his goodwill across the South, makes him an attractive candidate to northern leaders, and his potential to garner support in the 17 states is seen as a significant advantage. Recall that in August, the Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed expressed his support for Goodluck Jonathan, where he said that he would step down for his own presidential ambitions and aspirations and back Goodluck Jonathan with his blood if he decides to run. Now that is big. That is really, really huge for a governor to make such statements about dropping his own presidential aspirations and ambitions just to back Goodluck Jonathan, just to support Goodluck Jonathan. So, some northern leaders currently are trying to persuade Jonathan because, according to them, during Jonathan's reign, he was inclusive. He addressed issues like the Amajiri system. He created initiative for unemployed youths. His leadership recruitment was an example that many leaders should, imitate Goodluck Jonathan. According to them, the Jonathan for 2027 project has really gained momentum with intense lobbying for critical stakeholders across the 6 geopolitical zone. Civil and pro-democracy bodies as well as pressure groups are being courted to support this initiative. However, not everyone is convinced. A counter group comprising governors and influential politicians is rooting for another southern politician to take the top job. Both groups are united in their opposition to Tinubu's re-election. Definitely, Tinubu will be facing a major setback in the 2027 presidential election as some northern forces, northern top stakeholders are pushing for Jonathan's candidacy against his own candidacy. Now, some who do not agree with Jonathan's candidacy are also pushing for another person, another southern candidate to replace Tinubu's 2027 re-election. That is to say that there are massive forces ganging up together to make sure they remove Tinubu from power come 2027. However, it can be recalled that similar attempts were made to drag Jonathan into the context under the All Progressive Congress APC banner prior to the 2027 election. However, his spokesperson Ikechukwu Eze maintained that Jonathan did not authorize the purchase of the nominations form for the contest. Yes, because we can recall back then in 2023, before the 2023 election, some persons, some northern, politicians from a particular region had purchased this nomination form for Jonathan. But Jonathan refused, because he said he wasn't interested. Although he appreciated the overwhelming request by Nigerians to make Jonathan the 2027 presidential candidate, but Jonathan declined. Jonathan declined. Now, Jonathan recently made another statement after the 2023 election saga. He made another statement after his wife, Patience Jonathan, made a statement concerning her husband's presidential ambition, that her husband has gotten to the peak of his career, that her husband would not run for any elective position because Jonathan has gotten it all. Imagine someone that ran for president, and what more does he want? So Patience Jonathan stated that they are not ready. Even before then, she said Nigeria's problem is too much, it's too big. Look at how she's looking fresh. She's looking really young. Because back then, when she was the first lady, it was hell. It was not easy for the both of them. But after they stepped down from power, they started, looking after themselves, and they were taking good care of themselves because Nigeria's problem is too much that she doesn't want to go back to the ASO Rock. That even if they give her all the whole money in the world, she wouldn't go back there because she knows what's there. Although the former president Goodluck Jonathan also noted that he's not really interested, but I guess some northern politicians are still desperate. They still want to, drag him to contest the 2027 presidential election. So this will really pose a big challenge to Tinubu because this shows that Tinubu has lost, most of his supporters. People that supported him in 2023, they are now turning back because of his economic policies, because of the way his government is being run and how it affects them greatly. So they need another southern candidate that would complete Tinubu's 4-year tenure come 2027. Now, they've seen Jonathan as a very wonderful candidate, someone they trust. Jonathan is like a tested and a trusted product, someone that they trust, that they know have the capacity because he once ruled as president. And many persons back then did not know the value of Jonathan until Buhari came into power. And they finally saw that Jonathan was indeed a regime. But by then it was too late. Now Tinubu is in office. Some persons are even saying, oh, the Buhari's administration was like a child's play compared to Tinubu's administration. What did we expect? A man that said he will continue from where Buhari stopped. What were we expecting? So people now started, people are now saying, oh, we should go back to our previous leader, Goodluck Jonathan. He's the best man for the job. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? It be like some persons' eye don't really clear under this Tinubu's administration because it wasn't what they expected. Now, the northern leaders are plotting, to overthrow Tinubu in 2027. I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section. Thank you.